go. Looks like your stream. All right. My bad. It was my bad as a tech problem from my end. All right, we're good.
We're good now? Yeah.
We're good now.
Now we're good.
We're good now. Twitch might be a little bit behind, but...
So anyway, so whether or not GDC is going to happen, the video is working on LinkedIn today. Welcome to the roulette.
Magically fixed it.
Whether or not all of our stuff is going to work today.
Right.
So the theory that the insurance will pay out if GDC is not, required to not run the show is interesting. But at the end of the day, there are a ton of people who are going to get royally screwed over when this thing doesn't happen. Well, it probably, Access Interactive says, I think the virus is being blown a bit out of proportion by the media. It could be. I mean, the reality is it is more deadly than the regular flu, but it's all going to depend on, it's mainly dangerous for the elderly and kids and
people that have asthma.
And people that have asthma. Yep.
So my wife was looking for some masks, right? So we called Home Depot, Fred Meyer's, Costco, Walmart, and they're all sold out. And then if you go to Amazon to look at it, you can get like a pack of 10 for $140. Price gouging.
Absolutely crazy. So yeah, Dexter said it's a good thing for the IGB event. It is, but so we're gonna have a big announcement or two next week along the lines of the IGB event. But it's not like I want to sit here and beat my own soapbox or anything. But yes, this is exactly why we need virtual conferences.
Did you say beat your own soapbox?
Just beat my own drum.
Beat my own drum and stand on my soapbox. That's mixing them together. That's awesome.
Don't ask me hard questions, Andy.
I love that.
It's absolutely crazy, and it's not like we run the only virtual conference. I mean, there's lectures that come from Pro Indie Dev, I believe is that show, and then the Business of Indie Games does lectures as well. There's other groups that do business meetings. Yes, we've got the biggest one, but it's absolutely crazy to me, that we're going to continue as an industry to drop, tens of thousands of dollars to go to these conferences when, we can absolutely still do this from a virtual standpoint.
Right.
I think I moved and screwed up your
It's all right. You're fine.
Camera.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Too bad. I scooted over anyway. Yeah, PAX is still going on. It's so part of the problem, Dexter, it is a fear thing. It's like my case. I've got an 8-year-old. I've got a wife who has her own pretty serious health issues. Is it worth the risk to go when I can, get the same benefit by saving money? And I've talked to several people yesterday and the day before have been just absolutely crazy.
Right.
But I talked to someone yesterday and I said, "Were you going in the first place?" And he said, "No." And this individual runs a fairly large company, a service company. And he said, "Last year I went," and he said, "the reality is it didn't pencil. There wasn't enough business that came out of it." He said, "Actually, there was no new business that we got out of it. And they had 20 some meetings lined up for the week."
And GDC has been like the business to business event for the number one event. You know what I mean?
All right, so here's the irony. It's the biggest event in the US. It's not the biggest event globally.
Right.
But it is still very much focused on the developer side of it. There is a lot of business that goes on at the show, but virtually none of it happens on the show floor. If you go to the show floor at GDC, 90% of it is tech tools, engines and
Ad
SDKs
stuff,
and
ad revenue, and that kind of
a
stuff.
lot of ad revenue. So it makes
In the bars.
it makes sense. I mean, it's one of those things that maybe this is like what needed to happen before people, realized. I talked to another person yesterday who said they were trying to get like a conference room set up to do meetings near GDC. They couldn't get one because GDC had like pre-booked everything and they were selling it, selling these spaces to people that went through GDC, which is they're required to do as part of their contract with the Moscone Center. That's why your hotel at the Intercontinental is $150 this week, but GDC week come around is $900. That's all because these hotels have a contract with the Moscone Center, and the Moscone Center requires anybody using the Moscone Center to, use all these hotels. He finally found a hotel where he could do it. It was, I want to say he was going to end up with like a suite and they would have to take all the furniture out. $12,000 for the week.
Jeez. 12.
And he would have to use the hotel's catering service the whole time they were there as well. The show has absolutely gotten expensive. And now, everybody's backing out of it. When your opportunities start to go away, and a lot of it is from the corporate level. So a lot of the pieces that we're seeing, at least on the first phase of who's backing out, it's corporations being careful, which is what a corporation is always going to do. They're always going to play it safe because, God forbid, if something does happen, they don't want to be the ones that are like, yeah, we made our people go, even though we knew there was a risk of this, disease running around. But when those companies start leaving, opportunities for the smaller companies start disappearing. And the show is an expensive event in and of itself. Are you really going to spend that money to go and not get a good benefit out of it?
Right, and they charge so much because they feel like, well, if you've got that much money, then it will be worth it for your company,
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. That's everybody's trying to guess on, when it's going to get canceled or if it's going to get canceled. I don't know if it's going to get canceled or not. What I know is in 20 years, I've never seen anything like this. We've had, the SARS issue, and we've had, what was that? There was another one, several years ago, but I've never seen these shows canceled. That's that's a new one for me. Yeah, Sean says he's already canceled all the travel. The value of GDC this year is effectively zero. And Div, a plot twist of GDC working with me to make it online. If you've read the stuff that I've written about on GDC, on LinkedIn and some of our blog posts, yeah, I don't think they're going to be reaching out to me anytime soon. I pretty much already sank the opportunity to speak there ever again by calling them out on their prices. It's ridiculous. So
Bridge burner.
Yes, this is an absolute dead center reason on why we need to do virtual conferences. And yes, we have one coming up in a couple of weeks. And there's going to be some stuff, like I said, some big announcements early next week around that as well. But if you want to take a look at it, just go to indiegame.business. There's got information on it. Tickets start at like $85. And if you use the code friend of IGB, you get another discount on top of that too. So you can go super, super cheap. But yeah, I mean, and that's what that's the state of GDC at the moment. We'll see. I don't know if they'll cancel it or not. The part of my gut says they won't, just simply because there's too much on the line.
God, imagine if they canceled. Imagine how much money they would just be gone.
It could theoretically sink them. I mean, that's the reality. There is so much money in this stuff that, yeah, I mean, it could, in theory, drive them out of business. And that's just the reality of the situation. I know Rami Ismail, I actually spoke to him last night. He's up at PAX right now. He's putting together some stuff to help developers. You know, we're doing stuff with the virtual conference. If, you know, and I'll say this, we don't do that virtual conference to make a bunch of money. We probably lose money on it if I'm
do it to help the industry move forward. But you know what?
Yeah,
if they wanted to make a cure for any worldwide disease, all they got to do is take a sample of Rami's blood, because he goes every freaking where.
Seriously, dude's got to be immune to everything.
He's immune to everything. Yeah.
So I'll say this. You know, we always have that's interesting. I was in two different screens there. We always have the offer out on our conference that if, you know, you got laid off and you've got a business and you've got a game to actually pitch, or your visa got denied to the US and you want to pitch it, you know, we'll give you a pass. Show me that it's ready to go. I'll give you a free pass to the event. If this GDC thing has completely tapped your budget and you still want to pitch your game to a bunch of publishers, hit me up on Discord and I will see what I can do on that end as well. But, you know, that's the people, the indie teams, the small teams are the one that's going to get hurt the most from this, because they've invested the most and they have the most to lose.
Yeah.
It's not like Sony or Microsoft or Epic is going to, you know, lose that much money. Hell, it's probably going to make their P&L better at the end of the year because they didn't spend all this money on the show. So, yeah, we'll see. If you've got thoughts, you know, toss it up. We're live and actually working on all these platforms. So we will see your questions and comments, and we will absolutely, you know, respond. So we're going to also do we had a couple of devs come to us because, you know, PAX is going on right now. Have you got any reports on PAX from Bradley?
Nothing vague. He's only sent me a couple sentences. I'm just like, go to this booth, go to that booth, and he's like, okay, I'm on my way. So yeah, that's what he does, man. He jams all over the place. But I'm sure I'll be getting some information here soon.
So we've got a couple of teams that reached out to us and asked us to do, you know, feedback on their demos. So we're going to do that. Which one are we going to do first, Indy?
Let's see here. I don't care. Let's do the mobile one first. Let me get this working. Screen capture, full screen. And for you guys, I'm using something called Samsung Flow to capture. I have a Samsung, right? So I'm using Samsung Flow. A lot of people always say, how do you capture your mobile stuff onto the most recent video you've seen for PAX Floor looks well attended. Nice. They say how do you capture your game or whatever. And here, well, let me just pull up the screen. It's right there. All right, so see, it's like real time my screen. There's a little bit of a lag, but it does audio and everything. Okay, so we are looking at Bitcoin Bounce by how do you pronounce that? Thunder Games. It's basically a bounce game, right? Can you see, Jay?
But it uses Bitcoin.
But it uses Bitcoin? Yeah, what's the details of it? So basically what you do is you just tap it, and then that makes the Bitcoin come down. So am I earning Bitcoin from doing this? Even Unity pulled out.
Is as good as mine. We got the links from the dev. Have you got the itch page up?
I don't have any page up. I just have.
Okay.
Oh crap. That's hard. And then there's a lot of in-game like ads to pass through levels, I think. here we go. So basically you just bounce. Whenever I tap the screen, it bounces. It pushes it down. Uh-oh, there we go. Hey, I'm pretty good at this. Am I earning Bitcoin? I died.
So did you set up, was there anything in there to set up the...
When I started?
Account?
Let's
because
see.
I'm seeing some of these things, like you go to D Live and you have to set up an account with a Bitcoin.
No, there wasn't. I all it did is just kind of started, tap the screen. And so up here on the top right, it says tap to win Bitcoin. What does this say? Win Bitcoin daily prize draws. Collect Sonor tickets as you play. Each ticket counts as an entry into a prize draw to win Bitcoin. Next draw is in 32 minutes. So they do like little jackpots, I guess. What is the fine print? Please note that Google Inc. is not a sponsor. So I'm kind of like, I'm mad about Bitcoin because I had a Bitcoin wallet and I had it was like 80 cents or $8. I don't know what it was, but it got up to $300 something and I never cashed it in. I'm like, I'll just hold on to it. And then I lost the login to it, and there's no way to recover it. So I've got all these Bitcoins sitting in somewhere, and I don't know how much they're worth, and I'm mad.
See, that's why you need to use, something like what I use LastPass.
Yeah, I mean, I should have at least wrote it down on a piece of paper, but to enter the draw, you must agree to the privacy policy. I mean, I could read all that stuff, or I could just do the thing that happens in horror movies where you just agree.
Yes, you just agree. That's the default for everybody. They just agree.
They just agree.
Jack sent this over, and Jack, if you are out there listening right now, drop us a note, pipe up, and we can ask questions as well. All right, so the Bitcoin aspect of it, I think, is a good marketing hook. That's something that we're not seeing a ton of companies do that makes you stand out just a little bit along the way.
And there's some really big companies that are doing Bitcoins, like Pixowl. They have a game called Sandbox 3D where you can buy land with cryptocurrency, and that game looks pretty awesome.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll link it to you.
So my main feedback is the background. It just looks drab. There's not enough effects in it right now, and I don't know if this is final build or if this is beta build. I don't know the status of that, but it needs to be more exciting to look at, because that's the only thing. It looks very bland right now. I understand the mechanic.
Holy crap!
The hyper casual thing is good,
right?
But it doesn't grab me. It's.
Ad. We got to watch an ad.
And that's the other thing.
And that's super loud.
I realize that we have to make money as developers at some point in time, but you've also got to make sure that you're not driving your players crazy with too many ads. Is there a reward for watching the ad other than?
It's probably so loud it's powering over your voice, and I can't stop it. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I said, is there any reward for watching the ad other than you get to keep playing?
You get to collect missed tickets, I think. I think that's what
are the ads what gives you the tickets to enter the Bitcoin thing?
I'm unclear about that. I think you get tickets by hitting. I think that's what those blue things are, is the tickets, I think. But I'm not 100% sure. But I agree with the background. Shit. But I understand you don't want to take away from the foreground.
It needs to be a little more engaging than it actually is.
Well, there's leaderboards, I think.
Oh, it's just said, yeah, you can collect the tickets that you missed by watching an ad there.
Oh,
So what happens if you're bouncing, you're avoiding the traps, but you only get a ticket if you land on one of the ticket thingies?
that's kind of what I understand. It didn't really explain it. So I've got 14 out of 17 tickets. Collect missed tickets by watching an ad.
Yeah. So I mean, that is a bit of a something of a reward there, and that's good.
I think every developer should watch the video how to just Google how to put juice in my game, right? Juice is like, and it's a great, it was done, I don't know if it was at a GDC conference or but what they did is they took they took Breakout and they started putting juice into it. And juice is like, every time you click something or something happens, there is some kind of effect, right? So like with this game, when you land on things, like to see how the ground goes, boom, but it's like sometimes the more juice you put in, the better it is. Oh wow, I'm dead. But yeah, let me see if I can find that video. Let me get rid of this. Here, go to here. Because I'll link it in here. Okay, I'm going to close that up.
Jack, if you're listening, if you're watching, I get the hook, and the mechanic is solid. There just needs to be more, graphically to really grab you. That's the big takeaway I have from that demo.
Juice it or lose it is what it's called. Here, I'm going to post that. It's going to go everywhere. And it's a great little demonstration they did, and it's in 2012. Right? Have you ever seen that video, Jay? Juice it or lose it? Oh, it's a really good video. And it just kind of like you go, oh, and then your whole life changes, and then everything becomes different from then on. This is all about reaction, screen shake, sound effects, dynamic music, particles, animations, make your game dance. Like they do a great job on this video showing, Breakout, how it's just a bunch of blocks, and then even the ball is a block, and they show it. If you watch, it's a 15-minute video. They say like, here's a game, let's put some juice into it, and then they start adding juice one thing at a time, to where they have this game at the very end that is just gorgeous. And it's just a Breakout game. But like, if you look at Flappy Bird, right? Because I guess I would kind of compare that game to Flappy Bird, right? It's a different mechanic, but it's a side-scrolling thing. I mean, Flappy Bird, it looks pretty.
It was a fluke.
Yeah, Flappy Bird was a fluke because there was a lot of other games that were just like that before it. So what is different about all of the other games that were like Flappy Bird that came out before Flappy Bird but did not have the success of Flappy Bird? Like, what did Flappy Bird do different?
That's the thing. It's absolutely being in the right place at the right time, and you can't predict that. And that's why we tell people, if you've got a game and it's similar to Flappy Bird, don't put Flappy Bird as one of your comparable titles or your benchmarks, because you're not going to that's not realistic. That's completely an absolute, random occurrence, basically, in the game industry. And good for that guy, because he made tons of money, but it's not something that you can reliably recreate.
Right. And you never know. Right place, right time, money, there's a bunch of different factors. And also Access Interactive, I've been looking at your work. It's fucking amazing. I love it. Have you looked at the Access Interactive, not to like promote anybody else or anything, but have you looked at the Access Interactive site?
Yeah.
God, I love that art style. I love the space stuff.
We've
Okay.
got a second one. Indy's queuing up.
Yeah.
If you got questions out there and you want to talk about, GDC or the coronavirus or virtual events or questions on feedback for your games and your pitches, let us know because we'll do it. Assuming you're still going to GDC, and let's put a big asterisk beside that, assuming GDC is going to happen, things you can be doing right now. You need to be, if you're signed up for something like Meet to Match or Game Connection or even the horribly horrendous GDC business matchmaking system, this is a wonderful time, if nothing else, to be doing research.
Right.
And to be looking and seeing, okay, who's going? What are these companies doing? What are they looking for this year? That's one of the things that we're always doing in the background. Div, I think it's the game running on Indy's computer, or because I don't know if I'm.
Yeah, no, it's the game. I the game's making everything laggy. It was playing a video. Let's see where we're at. Windowed full screen. Okay.
Indy's $5,000 PC rig can't.
Can't handle your Discord. I mean, and you know what's weird is your Discord, the Discord call, it looks fine to me. It's just what it's doing on the computer.
Well, you're
hooray for optimization.
So we got Nico Ghost Jump from, it's like, I know who it's from because they're on our website, they're on our Discord, but I don't know what the actual name of the company is. Anyway, still, while Indy's doing that, be doing your research. Set up continue to set up meetings through these meeting systems.
Burgos Games.
The absolute last minute, because you don't know. I mean, there are tons of things that can happen. A lot of times in these systems too, the beauty of them is you don't necessarily have to know people at a publisher or a developer or whoever to talk to. You find them and you message them, and a lot of times once they confirm, it gives you their email address so you can reach them outside of the actual show. But even if you're not going right now, this is absolutely a time as a developer that you need to be doing as much research as possible and learning as much as you can about who's going, like I said, who's going, what are they doing, what are they looking for, that sort of stuff. All right, so Indy's going to be doing the tutorial.
Yeah, the best time. Where's the number? I'm not even in the number one. The best time. So it's a leaderboard. Boop. The best time is negative 2.38 seconds. I wonder how someone did that backwards.
That's I'm going with
hackers. Hackers.
I don't think that's actually possible.
Go backwards in time. Speed run time to beat 7 seconds. C. Whoa! That's a weird mechanic. I've never seen that before.
What, I missed that? What'd you do?
When you... Oh, shit! I died. So I just figured this is a 2D side scroller, right? Did he finish the game before the game was made? But when you press C, it switches your perspective. Oh crap! I'm dead again. That's trippy. So you... Oh wow!
So this one's actually already out on
bizarre
on Steam.
Yay! It's all meow.
All right, so here's the big question. So what's unique about this game, Indy?
That when you press C, you get a completely different perspective.
But that's not that's a feature.
I don't know. I've never seen a game that does that, where you're a side scroller and then it switches to a different perspective.
Lantana says Super Paper Mario did it.
It did?
And to me, it's not that big of a jump from having just a 3D.
Okay.
a 3D platformer.
I got 0 seconds. I beat it.
But see, and Div says, that can be an interesting mechanic if they use it properly for good puzzles. So they did that in Super Mario Odyssey, just kind of backwards. You would be in the 3D world, and then you would hit some of those puzzles, and it would flip you to 2D, and you had to go, old school Mario to get things done.
Okay, so if you press F
for respect.
F for respect. If you press F, everything goes grayscale, and then you have a sword that you can attack the shit out of things. Oh, trippy. Okay.
So let's just, while you're doing, I'll just read through the description. So it's a Nico Ghost Jump. It's a 2D, 3D puzzle platformer. Take control of Nico Man through 7 biomes and save your friends from the ghost dog pirates and other hostiles. Dude, I love the plan of a ghost. I just love the name Ghost Dog Pirates. It is in early access. Demo is...
That was weird.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not actually logged into Steam, so I'm not 100% certain on that one. Each level has a leaderboard that players can try their best to outdo others. Feeling greedy? Take your sweet time collecting as many coins as possible and unlock new customization options. Want it easy? Casual mode is for you. No stress on time. Just take a leisurely walk around.
Okay, so I found another mechanic, right? So if we didn't watch the whole video, but I did the intro, and what happens is like a cat proposes to another cat, and they're happy, and then this thing opens up in the sky, and it's a pirate ship with dogs on it. And then so they do something, but then they capture a bunch of the cats, and then the pirate ship tries to take off, but that they can't go through the portal. But so then everybody dies, I think, right? Everyone dies and becomes ghosts. So Nico, he falls on the ground, and you see him climb up, and then he dies and becomes a ghost, but then his ghost goes back into his body and he comes alive. So the mechanic, right? The new mechanic here is if you press F, now it goes to black and white and I'm a ghost. Okay, so I can move around, but look at my body is still back here. So if I go way over here and then I press F again, I go back into my body where it was. So that's trippy.
Is that conveyed clearly through gameplay, or is it something you have to go back and start reading a whole bunch of stuff to do?
No, I just figured it out. I'm like, oh,
I see. No, they've got like the tutorial right there in the background. See, that's good. When you go by that, whatever the billboard or whatever it was, it said press F to.
Yeah. There's. Oh crap! I died. Oh no, I didn't die because that was my ghost. So
yeah, your ghost can't die apparently.
So then you have to.
No.
I got a cow. So let's see, F. Okay, so that's my ghost. Yikes! Okay. So that's another mechanic. It's different. It complicates things quite a bit. It makes you where you have to kind of backtrack, sort of. Okay, I'm still in the tutorial though. What's this one? Tutorial L4. Maybe it's going to introduce me to another mechanic.
There's a whole there's a whole, I want to say methodology, but that's not the right word. A whole theory on exactly how often you should be introducing new mechanics. Because we did this a lot years ago when we were making hidden object games and time management games and a lot of these casual games. There was a very much a method of how often you should be doing it and that sort of stuff.
Oh, they're attacking my body. That's not cool.
That's not fair.
That's not cool, man.
So the game's done by Burgos Games. The big thing to me is that I see initially is what are your unique selling points? Why is somebody going to play this versus something else? And is the fact that you can, switch modes? I mean, I see that a lot, to be blunt. We see a lot of games that come through here where it's like you either have to switch modes to solve some sort of puzzle, or there's two characters and each one of them does something a little different to solve a puzzle. That's not a wholly unique mechanic in and of itself.
I got a new mechanic. I can push boxes around. But this kind of... Oh, it made it to where I couldn't switch back to the side view until I pushed the box where it needed to go.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right, I can't see the messages scrolling. You love my reaction. Continue. Okay. Next tutorial. Okay, so I can go I can change perspective. I can become a ghost and attack people. I can push boxes. Was there another mechanic? No, that was it. Needs more music. Here we go. But we're also just in the tutorial level, so one more tutorial. Speedrun time to beat 75 seconds. Great. This is going to take me like 5 minutes.
You're playing against the people from PAX East, apparently.
Oh, shit. That's weird. Okay, so if you look, it kind of introduced a new, it's not a new mechanic. Well, it kind of is. So if you look at it right here, I can't make that jump. But now the box is kind of off to the side, so if I can angle it correctly, I don't know if I can. Fuck. I don't know if I can do it. Oh!
You missed a coin.
Yeah.
Can you go ghost mode and float out there and get the coin?
No. I kind of don't want to be ghost mode right now. Because I want to... Okay. Okay, I made it. Okay, let's see. Can I go? Nope. See, I get an error. Oh, no 2D.
Because you'd be behind that block.
Yeah.
You'd be hidden, basically.
Okay, let's go 2D right here. Okay.
So it does need more...
Oh, crap!
It does need more juice. Needs more juice.
More juice. Flower boss. Okay. Holy shit, dude. Huh.
You're probably gonna have to like get to him. Cut through the...
No. But it's hurting me. Oh, I should have. I see what I should have done.
What should you have done?
Oh, okay. So there's these platforms that go up on the side here. Right here.
Ah.
And then maybe I can. Okay, now I died. Damn it! That's pretty tough. That is pretty dang tough.
So they need to add a little bit of juice, liven it up, and I think you really need to work on what are the USPs. You know, what are the things that you're going to put on that Steam page to make it stand out versus other platformers? Because you got to remember, at the end of the day, you're going to be, whether you want to or not, you're going to be held against all the platformers that have, for the last couple of years, that have just been phenomenal. The Celestes and things like that. And yes, it is different. I just don't. My gut says the fact that you can change views isn't enough of a unique selling point. I like it. It's definitely, I like the variation in it. The question is going to be how you convey that to the player.
I just don't know how I'm going to kill this guy. Oh. I have a fish in my hand.
Did that wall in front of the boss go down at any point?
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Kill the
I'm
little
dead.
flowers?
Yeah, you got to kill the little flowers. That's a hard boss. He eats popcorn. Thanks, Div.
Especially for the popcorn. I mean, especially for the first one.
Yeah, okay. I just wonder how hard the other bosses are going to be now. Whoops.
So what do you think it needs?
I agree with the juice. I would like some more ominous music during the boss fight. Dang it.
And then, yeah, from there, it just goes into how many levels are going to be in there, you know, really drawing out those unique selling points.
Okay, one thing, here's what I think it needs. So when you're doing, normally in other platformers, when you are like in this kind of mode and you're parkouring, there's a shadow that's under your character that can help you aim, right? Like if you look right now when I jump, there's no shadow under my guy. So I have a hard time telling exactly in the 3D world where he is. And then I died. Because that's always been like my thing of, like when I'm doing this kind of jumping, that's where you know where you're at. Is with that little shadow.
So what we can do, if you all will, you know, drop us a note on Discord, we can give you the feedback. If you've got a game or you're going to GDC and you want help with your pitch, that sort of stuff, let us know. You know, we're happy to go through it either on camera, on the show, or even, you know, we have 800 some people on our Discord server, all from the game industry on the business marketing side. We can absolutely, people on our Discord will be happy to help you. But this is, you know, this is what we want to do. We want to make sure that you're set up to succeed, you know, yourself, and you get this feedback early on before you go too far down the rabbit hole, and then it's like, oh my God, I can't fix this.
Die!
You know, Indy. Now you're just determined to beat him, aren't you?
I've never been a completionist.
No, I mean, just, you know, beat that one boss, not necessarily the whole game.
I think I got that one already. Dang it. Okay. I'm gonna die.
Show of hands, who's out there? Is anyone live with us right now that is still going to go to GDC? Because if you see, I don't know if you saw this, Andy, the GameSmith, one of the sites where developers can go and log in and actually get credit for, you know, the games that they create. They've been running a poll through their users on who's still going to GDC, and, you know, has this affected what you think about the show, and are you, you know, have you decided not to go? Hold on, I'll pull this thing up while you're doing that.
Something happened. I killed some dudes. Now I got steps up here that I can't climb because I'm terrible. Shit. Uh-oh.
All right, so as of 16 hours ago, so was that last night, I'm assuming?
Oh,
1,500 votes on the GDC 2020 attendance poll. 21% said they have bought a ticket, but they have just, and I have decided not to attend. 19% said, yes, I will attend, and I'm not worried. 17% said, I have bought a ticket and I will not attend. 16% said, no, I will not attend for other reasons unrelated to the coronavirus. 14% said they haven't decided. And 12% said, yes, they will attend, but not worry. So of the 1,500 and so people, 31% said, yeah, they're going. And they're not worried about it. 17% said, they bought a ticket, but they're not going. And then you've got the people that said they haven't bought a ticket, have not bought a ticket, but I've decided not to attend. So I guess those people were going to go and do, what a lot of folks do, is just not even get a ticket to the show, but, do business in the bars at the W at the Marriott and all that sort of stuff. It's interesting. I mean, I am fascinated by how this is going to play out at the end of the day.
Right.
Because it's just, I've never seen this. But I mean, it's the silver lining is, yes, it is wonderful for, what we do on the virtual conference side. It's absolutely absolutely crazy that we have, especially the industry that we're in, that we don't use the tech that we have, to the most of our ability. As I was looking that up, there's a trending tweet on Twitter that says, Corona beer does not cause coronavirus.
Yeah.
But a survey shows that U.S. purchase intent is down. Oh, damn. It's like, that's just, poor luck for the folks over at Corona. But yeah, I mean, that's about it. So for the next couple of weeks, if you have questions about, what you need to be doing at GDC and, how to get ready for the conference and all that sort of stuff, hit us up. You can find us on Discord at discord.gg/indiegamebusiness. Just search for Indie Game Business on Facebook or, Twitch, Mixer, YouTube. We're all out there, somewhere. We're happy to, guide you all along the way. And then early next week, we're going to have a big announcement about things that we're doing with our conference, with the show, with the Discord, to help a lot of the folks who are, basically screwed, for lack of a better word. When it comes to if you can't go to GDC now, or, the people that you were meeting with are now backing out. Trust me when I say we've got your back. Just, we can't, it's not final yet. We haven't, so we're going to wait till probably Tuesday and announce it. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and if you want to catch some past episodes, they're all on Twitch. They're all on YouTube. Also, if you just want to listen to it while you're working, anchor.fm/indiegamebusiness.
Yep, absolutely. And if you're working on a gamer pitch, like I said, reach out to us on Discord. We'll get you, set up. We'll play the game, give you feedback live on the show.
Hey, we got a question real quick if you want to answer it. Quick Pocket on Twitch says, do you guys have a list of students and people in similar situations? You have a list of things students and people in similar situations should be doing at GDC?
Should be doing... It depends. It depends on what your goal is. If you're a student and you want to
buying an IGB ticket,
use friend of IGB Dexter. That's going to get you 15% off. It always depends on what your goal is. So if you're a student, I'm assuming your goal is either education or networking to get a job. And I saw this yesterday. Somebody was talking about how unfortunate it was because GDC is such a major recruiting thing and people have bought tickets just to go get a job. And I'm like, you're dropping $5,000?
Don't they have student price tickets?
No, I'm not even talking about the ticket to get into GDC. You got to fly to get there and you got to stay in one of those hotels. You're dropping thousands of dollars to try to get a job at GDC. That that doesn't compute with me. But anyway,
What they need is a tent city. People can just go there and stay in tents.
Half of San Francisco is a tent city. That's the that's the other part of it. Mm-hmm. They've driven all the money in that town has driven people so they can't afford to live in it anymore. Anyway, quick plug. So what is your goal for GDC? That's the first question. Why do you want to be there? What are you trying to accomplish while you're there?
Is it like sharing a portfolio? Yeah, it really depends on what you're doing in the industry. If you're an artist, a programmer, meet with getting there is sponsored by your school, so it's sponsored for you to go there. Nice.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's very much an educational trip for you. So depending on who is still going to be around and who's speaking, because that's the other thing we don't know how many speakers are still going. So you definitely want to get into as many of the sessions as you can and learn. But the main thing is you want to network, because so much of this industry is based on who you know and having a good relationship. So Amazon's done that. Well, if Amazon's not going, then Twitch probably ain't going either, being as they're owned. You want to make sure that you're learning as much and meeting as many people as you can. And he says, I'm a programmer interested in getting jobs, but I'm also, in the early stages of getting a game on Steam. You need to be primarily networking with the developers that are going to be there. And, you can, if you're going to self-publish on Steam, that's a whole nother beast. There may be some sessions on it. I know we've done several shows on self-publishing and what you have to do for marketing and all that kind of good stuff. But we haven't. I don't know what the schedule for lectures at GDC is. But as a student, if you're getting to go walking the floor, you'll notice when you get there that a lot of the floor, what's going to be left now that everybody's dropping out, is a lot of tool sets for developers. That may be interesting to you. It may not, but definitely go over to the indie game area and talk with a lot of developers there. You want to learn as much as you can while you're at GDC, because you are going to be meeting people that are not only in your same situation and going through the same stuff that you're going through, but people who have been doing this for 15, 20, 25 years too, and can give you, advice on how to do things more efficiently or just, pro tips at there. Yeah, you're right. Div said at this point the entire GDC is going to be the indie game area.
Yep.
Yeah, you may be true.
Dexter says, another comment from Dexter. Basically, I'm tired of computer science. I want to do marketing. Would attending the IGB event help me find a mentorship?
No, honestly, there's not. And that's something that's on the list for this year to work with. I've got several conversations going on, because a lot of these shows, people set up, the mentor cafes at the conferences. And, it's kind of like the event. We should be doing mentor cafes on the Discord or in events as well. If you're looking for mentorship on the PR and the marketing side, talk to some folks on the Discord. There's actually a marketing channel on our Discord, and put a note out there and let people know. And you can also look on the side of the Discord under the roles. There's a role of PR and marketing. And if you are who I think you are, you're already on the Discord, and I've already dropped you, your role is already PR and marketing. But the event, the IGB event, is mainly for business meetings. So it's sad to say there's not a lot of mentorship on the event right now. It may be something that we do down the road, but I would ask around on the Discord. Because we've got a lot of really, really good marketing people on there. As a matter of fact, I can I can ping folks for you right now while we're doing this and find out. So yeah, I'll do that while we're talking about this. Any other questions about GDC? Any other questions about anything?
Yeah, Heine and Heine's Discord, there's like a good marketing PR corner.
Yeah, there is. So yeah, and that's another good Discord too. Is Heine Rhyme server. Over under on when they'll cancel. No, actually, we don't have any more games queued up to review. But if you want us to, tear one of yours apart, send it over. We'll do it.
Here, I'll give you the link to Heine's Discord.
I don't know.
Put that in the chat.
I'm really like split. I don't know if they'll cancel it or not. I mean, it would seem like they're going to, given how many major companies are dropping out. And I keep going back to the Simpsons episode where Mary Quimby's like, "How dare you get involved in this? You have no idea the powers you're up against," because there are corporate sponsors involved. I don't know. So here's what I don't know. I don't know how much of the money they've already collected from these people, and if there is a refund available to people. If you had a booth at GDC and you decide right now you're not going, can you get your money back? I don't know how their insurance is, specifically worded, and if they can even recoup on insurance if it does get canceled. And the theory I heard yesterday was, unless San Francisco absolutely bans them from doing the show, they aren't going to be able to get an insurance payout from it. The Moscone Center probably ain't gonna let them out of shit because that place is booked for years and you have to pay a ton of money. The hotels are gonna lose a lot of money because you can still back out of your hotel room. You have to pay for one night, but you can back out for the rest of everything. But part of me says there's so many people dropping out that yes, they're going to cancel it, and then part of me says they won't, because they're stubborn and they want to make sure that they've got their money. Quick Pocket, I was just saying, we don't have time to do it today, but we can do it on the next time we do one of these. See, I lost my train of thought there. What were we talking about? So part of me says they won't cancel it because they want all that money. Part of me says they will. I don't know. I really don't. I've never seen anything like this anyway. So it's really hard to say. But, like I said earlier, if you got laid off at a major studio this year and you have a game demo that you want to pitch, send it to me. Drop me a note on Discord. I'll give you a pass to our event. If you got visa denied to go to the GDC, drop me a note. We'll get you a pass to our virtual event. But if the reality is, if you are a developer that is cash strapped and you still need to pitch your game to publishers and meet some of these marketing companies and things like that, then reach out on our Discord server. We're going to help you any way we can.
Most definitely.
All righty. Quick Pocket, hit me up on our Discord and I will get you in the list of games to look at when we do this again. But yeah, I think that's about it for today.
Yeah, I feel like that's about it. Thank you guys. Make sure and follow, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and share the links around, and let's get some more developers and industry people hanging in here. And the Indie 3, yes, you are late. We are just now ending, but you can check out you can watch it again on Twitch, or you can look at the VOD, and then it'll be highlighted here pretty soon. So it'll be on Twitch and YouTube, and then also anchor.fm/indie game business if you just want to listen to it and not look at our handsome faces.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't like beards, no. The WIG France Discord, awesome. All right, thank you guys so much. See you next Wednesday. Bye.
Have a good weekend.